On today's episode of Let's Talk FGO, the Reqium collab started. That's it, show's over. Let's go home.
Let's not.
Okay. We have to roll more dice if we go home. Okay. We'll stay here a little bit longer. But we can only delay for so long. Hi, I'm one of your hosts. I'm Card Games Omega. With me, as always, the dice rolling bunny, Lucky.
Hey everyone, I hope you're enjoying Fate Grand Order, aka when friends are lost and out of tricks, continue to roll from 1 to 6. And while we here at Studio Omega like to bring you the latest FGO-related news and memes, we will be talking about current and future events for both the JP&E version of the game, so anyone not wanting spoilers should just roll the dice.
Yeah, Lucky had to work on that one for a while.
I'm not the most cleverest boy, okay?
That's alright. Almost nobody in chat was helpful. There was like one guy who came up with a good rhyme.
It was a good rhyme, it was just too long.
We're working on Jumanji-style rhyming couplets here, chat. Because that's what this is. But we'll explain that in a hot second. So, this is going to be a weird one. This might be one of our shortest shows in a while.
Yeah.
Because of just weird confluences of events. I think this might actually be shorter than some of the time when this thing came out in JP and there were huge delays on stuff. But we'll see. The show notes may be shorter, but at the very least, the fact that we can read and observe parts of this event with our eyes means we can talk about a few funny little things.
A few things.
Let us begin by checking in with our favorite co-hire real quick.
Senpai! 起きてください.
That's right, everybody. It's time for Wake the Fuck Up Senpai registering for pro tips.
Wait, did you do the Patron intro?
No, I did not. I got that tab. I got my tabs backwards. I'll do that after.
Okay.
I've already done the sound cue. We'll do it in this order.
Pro tip: don't forget your Patreon intro.
Yeah, it's right at the top too. I did have my tabs backwards though. I cycle through different tabs for different things. The Patron tab was farther away than my sound cue tab, which is unusual. Usually, I remember to get patrons out, and then I go, dang, I need my sound cue. Anyway, the pro tip this week it's also very simple, so it doesn't really matter. Don't forget the Koldopoly minigame.
I thought it was Kuopoli.
I don't know how it's fucking spelled. Can I even check? I don't even know if you can check. I mean, I guess I could try and dig which part of the story said what it is. Anyway, it's weird. It's a weird name. I don't get the joke. It was different in Japanese too, I think. I think it was Gapoli with like a ga sound. Anyway, don't forget about it. Even if you progress out of that story, you can get mats from this. It's very important. Also a big source of tokens, but mats. I already found the willing use me god orb gods. But yes, I would like to remind everybody this episode is also brought to you by our patrons like Adam DeHarm, Aga Comics, Akazime, Arca 10, Bugs Doji, Carlos Dragon Ferris, Jeremy Vasquez, Justin Fay, Jonathan Sandoval, Legendary Boss Hunter, Liam Kessler, Regent Raptor, Rise of Kenji, Rogue Robin, Sharvor, Sean Pryor, some guy named Bob, and Baron the Crow. And if you like what we do, want to see more, consider supporting on Patreon. You can get access to episodes early on for the goodies, and it really helps us out.
You almost lost it.
Yeah, no, sorry, I'm a little short of breath today because the pollen and the stuff.
I'm a little dead myself, so...
Yeah. Welcome to the Goopcast. But yeah, I got a little bit of stitch in my side in my lower lungs, so I was running out of steam saying all your lovely patron names.
But he soldiered through.
Yes, that's what your patron support brings me. Soldiering on. Okay. Buddies. Let's see, we already did pro tips, so let's keep on. Gesundheit. Double Gesundheit. Alright, records to the throne on a regular achievement topic. That's a very specific metaphor.
I was not aware that you knew what a spiked dildo swallowed was like. That's always just one of those things when you use a metaphor. If you use a metaphor, it kind of implies that you know what it was like in the first place.
Hold on now. Aren't dildos usually made of like a rubbery or silicon-based substance, so they're a little squidgy?
It was squidgy.
So if they had spikes, would they really be that spiky?
They'd be very tickly, I would imagine.
Let's say tickle in my throat. That's gonna make a cough. Okay. Anyway, records from the throne.
Records from the throne. I will start. So, with 150 quartz, 10 tickets, I got me a Dino Wife, a Space Boy, NP5 Little Woo, MP2 Saberdia, NP4 Arjuna, who's still level 1, and a set of event CEs. I actually consider myself super, super, super fortunate.
Yeah, that's a pretty good haul.
It is. I actually got Voyager on a ticket, which bamboozled me. Actually, my luck was actually very, very good. The thing that actually made me spend everything was actually trying to get the 5-star CE. Because I got Dino Wife in my first 10 spin. I got Voyager on like my 4th or 5th ticket, I can't remember. But everything after that was just like, I want event CE. Gib. And on my very last 10 spin, Just showed up and I was like, I'm done. Not a penny spent. Huzzah! Praise. No, I think it was because I did not I emptied my mind of desires. I've been very no brain these past few days. Just mind empty, only sleep.
I'm not the only thing that's in your mind, but we might save that conversation for what's up. There is one thing I have heard Lucky talk about since Monday when we last spoke.
Really?
It involves the words cyber and punk.
Oh, yeah.
That has been several times throughout the week you have managed to crawl out of your hole to be like,
listen, when you...
Chrome.
Listen, when you're just laying in bed being sick and you just think about, what's really fucking cool? Chrome is really fucking cool.
No, I get it. It's just, it is funny that is the whole thing.
I think it is like one of the few things I've talked about this week. I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's me. Oh wait, no, that's not me. I got one more thing for me. This is the main reason I'm not further in the story, but I was able to max level my Dino Wife. I went immediately into the Ember Mines and slapped around a lot of hands. Thanks for Prometheus.
Yeah, when you've got half AP right in the event, you got new servant. That's pretty typical.
Mm-hmm.
So I can confirm, thanks to various EXPs down the line, I did in fact finally get around to putting the Smiles Protection on my Dioscuri and my Remnus Claritas.
Yay!
Was really working on that grind during Gouda Gouda, so I just polished it up over there. Now, unfortunately, we must move on to Not Otherwise Evil, but Damn Close, which is headlined, 4-star CEs are the work of Satan.
This is very true.
Subtweet. So 15 plus tickets. I think it was 17 total because it was 10 from the downloads campaign, 5 from monthly, and then 2 weeks worth of weekly tickets, and a 10 spin, and a lot of 4-star event CEs to show for it. Now I did get pretty lucky. I got my 5-star event CE on tickets first, and I was like, "Ooh, I got my 5-star CE. That's neat."
Yay!
It ceased being neat. Yeah, I did the 10 spin. I think I should have taken a screen cap. I'm pretty sure I got 4 copies of the event 4-star CE in that 10 spin.
Oof.
Like, just, skip gang, just events 4-star CE, event 4-star CE, and I'm just like, you're killing me. You're killing me, Smalls. Dear Lusengle, if you would like a positive quality of life, I would like you to make it, 2% less likely to roll a 4-star CE in the banner. Thank you. Because, goddamn, does it feel like they're everywhere. It's probably just selection bias, but just damn, it's the most disappointing thing about Skip Gang, unfortunately. But yeah, no, I put in the tickets, I put in the 10 spin. It was not a very crazy time. I got my CEs at least, and there will be future opportunities. Eventually, this event will get rerun. So I'm
eventually,
I don't really want to throw good quartz after bad in this case. I've gone balls to the wall a couple of times already this year, and I'm like, no, let's hold it. There's Summers and Castoria and stuff coming. Let's not freak out my bank account too much.
Old.
This is also future-proofing freaking my bank account. I didn't spend all my quartz I got, but, having a decent stockpile is the starter to not freaking out your bank account. Sometimes you get lucky and you get Voyager and tickets, Lucky.
Yay.
But yeah, so my CE collection is secure. Not a lot else to say about that. Probably have a couple weeks worth of weekly tickets to throw at this problem to see, but, we'll see how it shimmies out. Mm-hmm. I think there's also a couple of tickets in the event missions. So, never know, could get lucky, but that's where we're at right now. Speaking of replenishing your quartz reserves, let's ask everybody, did you finish your master missions? So to do so this week, you need to defeat 3 servants of a chaotic alignment, 3 good servants, 3 evil servants, defeat 30 enemies, not servants or bosses, complete 5 quests, and complete 10 quests. You could do this just by doing dailies, but I also clocked out all of these earlier this afternoon. You can literally just do the event. So, hammer at it. So yeah, pretty simple at least. And so now we do possibly one of our most unusual situations. We go to Skelegrams, where my notes read, and I quote, "Nothing, you're all caught up. There is, in fact, as far as I am aware, no new news related to FGO. The event and stuff was announced and given a date, weeks ago. Maintenance already happened. I don't think there's been any, weird changes or anything. Oh, I just realized I probably could have padded this show out. I should have written so you didn't get that 5-star on Kyokoyo.
Oh.
But I didn't get a Kyokoyo, so I feel slightly sad. Maybe I'll do it next week to pad it out even more, because I have no idea what the heck. This is okay. There's a lot of stuff going on this week. I've been fairly busy. Wrapped up Operation Star Quarter Next Delta Green Operation. It's 80 pages long.
Jesus.
Prague, which isn't out to public yet because it's 4 hours.
Jesus.
Some of those games were me, by the way. I think I was in a 40-minute match with Barth. Or was that 50 minutes? Anyway, yeah. So, the reason why that didn't get posted properly is because yesterday it was being an asshole to me. My computer was slow and chunky and just like, it's 3:30 in the morning. I'm not going to bother finishing this upload. And it was also late because I shot Wanted Voyager, which came out. Thank you so much for watching that. So, had a couple of projects back-to-back. Been chipping on the things, so doing some stuff. I've also made sure to put some hours into Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, so I am still slightly ahead of Lucky. I think I have currently hit a point where I will just be ahead of next stream. But yeah, so sorry about that. We'll clap back on that so you didn't get that 5-star. We'll also probably have a welfare corner. I'm pretty sure next week the time gates will be far enough you can actually get any say. I got some thoughts on that particular issue later, but that's it. That's all the news. I got some business stuff at the bottom, new month, new things to hit up, but and we got some very first impressions of the event because it literally just launched at like 4 a.m. last night Eastern. But we can move into mailbag at a record-setting 13 minutes.
I don't know how to feel about this.
It's weird.
I don't like it.
I guess this is just what we get when we've got the 2-year displacement, right? Because JP was kind of dead around this time of year 2 years ago because this was the start of the lockdown phase of COVID. So that's why this event had to be delayed, and I don't think there was a lot of other stuff going on. And now we're just kind of in a weird state. Nothing crazy has happened with the collab and JP, but it's still going for a while, so we're here, I guess.
We're here. Well, with that, then, let us begin this week's... I just realized somehow I forgot the L in Let's Talk. So it's just TFGO, so Talk FGO, which still works, I guess. But let's do a quick refresh here as I try to pad out some time. We have a lovely, lovely 16 submissions today, and I am pretty damn sure we're going to get through all of them. Okay, so with that, let's start immediately. So this first one comes from Aguevesa? I'm not sure what that is. Serving the greater good. Good evening, spawn of Lucky Chaos and Librarian Omega. Sending good vibes, from behind a painting station. Also was wondering if you know where K&K falls between a Fate world and a Tsukihime world, or is it neither or both? Take it easy, guy, and enjoy your weekend and the new event. Reference for alias and nicknames, Warhammer 40k. Oh, well, I don't know anything about that. So, to answer your question most simply, K&K is your last one, both and neither. We have actually seen instances of characters appearing in both. For example, the easiest way I've always explained this is with the Aozaki sisters and the glasses of, I can't remember what they're fucking called.
Mystic Eye Killers.
Mystic Eye Killers, thank you. In the Fate worlds, it ends up with, Fate worlds Heaven's field route. The Mystic Eye Killer somehow ends up with Medusa. But in Tsukihime world, they ended up stolen and given to Shiki. Note, those things were made by Toko to give to, Shiki. I know it's confusing slightly.
Yeah.
To help with her eyes, but she was like, "No, fuck those glasses, you nerd. I'm not gonna look like a nerd."
Yeah. We've also seen it in that, that not only is obviously Aoko Aozaki really important to Tsukihime, but Toko's been showing up a lot in Fate lines. She's been in the Case Files and Adventures of El Meloy, as has Ryogi Shiki's husband and child. Mm-hmm. So they're...
The best way to think of it, I think of, is first you have Mahoyo, then you have K&K, and then you split into Tsukihime and Fate. That's the way I look at things right now.
Yeah, the actual setting of K&K, I think, has elements of both, but neither. And I don't know if Nasu has ever come out and straight up said if it's more Tsukihime-like world or more Fate-like world.
But with that, we move on. This next one comes from a master taking a break from console game and enjoy some board games with small comma. Hey guys, glad I caught this mailbag since I missed the one from last week. Great vid, by the way. Always appreciate more lore on obscure Naso projects. Since Lost Belt 7 might be in the horizon later this year, my question is this. What new mob enemy would you like to see in that Lost Belt? My answer is simple. Dinos. I just want to run into a giant divine beast T-Rex that makes the Hydras look like a joke. As someone whose favorite movie growing up was Jurassic Park, that would bring me the ultimate joy for something to look forward to on the NA side of things. Sending you guys the good vibes. Whoa, 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 whoa. And hopefully the collab doesn't bring back any Monopoly PTSD. Yes. Space. New mob? I don't know.
Not technically a new mob, but I would find it hilarious if they brought back Were-Jaguars.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Because I don't think we've seen those guys in, forever.
Super Were-Jaguars.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't have the brain cells to compute this question, so I will just have to go with Were-Jaguars as well. And
also,
so
giant vampire bats.
Are there giant vampire bats? Well, yes, there are.
There can be giant vampire bats, but yeah, there should be. There are bats. It's where vampire bats are from. Cannot resist, but yes, space.
Yes. We move on. Thank you. This next one comes from the master that inherited Omega's luck with pulling 4-star servants.
I think you mean stole.
Hi, Omega and Lucky. Happy Star Wars Week. With the confirmation of Hertz being due to Prometheus, does the duel in Babylonia against Gilgamesh in hands imply there's crosstalk between the different pantheons? Also, if there's time for a second question, we're told that Chaos is essentially a Dyson sphere that was able to tear through a void between universes. And as I am assuming Chaos is magnitude stronger than even the absurd level Zeus showed during the Lost Belt, would Chaos's energy source be not a star like a normal Dyson sphere, but rather a galaxy or its own mini-reality in order to draw sufficient power? We know that the LB trees can essentially house galaxies within them, so the precedence is there. Anyway, good luck on your dice rolls this event.
Not here for dice rolls.
We're not here for dice rolls, I'm sorry. But as to the answer to your question, when anything comes to Chaos, the primordial deity of, things, I don't fucking know.
So, I'm gonna say it would, not as in, the phrasing of this, would this not be a star but something bigger? No. A Dyson sphere is a ludicrously OP megastructure if it theoretically existed, because the theory that Dyson came up with was that this would capture 100% of the emissions of a star. That's a shitload of energy. Is that like the Kardashev scale? There's a scaling for what sci-fi tech level different species are on. Capturing all of the power of a single star, especially if it was a star larger than our own sun. Because, our sun's kind of a nice happy medium. Not too bright, not too dim. Using all the power of a star is really good. I feel like, because the comparison is in the actual event to a Dyson sphere, I feel like if it was supposed to be more galactic, first of all, he would be even more impossible to see, because he'd be super huge. But we probably would have drawn comparisons not to a Dyson sphere, but to the trees, because we've observed trees with our eyes and sensors a lot, so we could probably have, Da Vinci or somebody go wow, he's just like a tree, as opposed to, holy shit, is that due to sun? But that's just my 10 cents. I think if you want, the super answer above that answer, Lucky is correct. I don't fucking know. Unless there's, a FGO materials profile on Chaos that explains it.
So with that, we move on. Oh, wait, they had a first part. Yeah. About Prometheus and Gil.
That I also did.
I would probably say not. I'd probably say the hands are not directly Prometheus. They are just a manifestation of quantum particles, QP, and magical energy. Yay. Oh, I should have not taken those meds before recording. Holy shit.
You are very sleepy sounding.
I am. I'm sorry. I thought, like, I would, like, clear my head. I thought it'd clear my head. My head is clear, but man. Ooh.
He feels the sleeps.
I feel the sleeps. Okay. So, thank you for that. We move on to the Eternal Storm, who says, "Hey guys, hope I'm not too late. Been sick for most of the week." That's me. Question, if you could improve an event, which one and how? Thank you both, and have a nice week.
There are a couple of events that were a little rough. I'm trying to think what would be my top one.
Well, if we think about bad events, Saber Wars always comes to the forefront with its horrible.
Yeah, OG Saber Wars really bad support servant list.
Yeah, that's the
Oops, all
word.
sabers.
Oops.
And the fact that you had to get the damage CE because the enemies at the higher level quests were like ludicrously scaled up. I think that was the first time we had a 1 million HP enemy.
Yeah, that was Mysterious Heroine Z, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's a little, considering that was like
Year 1?
yeah, it was like late year 1. That was like what within our first like 5 events that were events. It was like Christmas, Halloween, Moon Goddess, Gouda Gouda. Was there a 5th event before Saber Wars? I don't even know.
No, I don't think so. I think it was like
Actually,
January.
no, I guess there was technically a Nero Fest in there. But yeah, it was like January, I think. It was still the first year of FGO, so it was a very early event, and it was ludicrous.
It was woof.
Especially, God forbid, if you didn't have any of those sabers who were 4 or 5 stars.
And this event was solely so people can get their Saber Lily up to MP5, and no offense to Saber Lily, girl wasn't that great.
It wasn't really worth the effort. So how to improve? I guess make it more like Saber Wars 2, right? One where if there was an actual story and if there was a variety of units in the bonus.
Variety. I can say that's a problem with a lot of events sometimes. Even if they do spread it out, I still feel like there's a lot of times where they just have gaps where people aren't able to use low rarity servants in all classes, and so they are just kind of like, well, you roll or you die.
Yeah, I put a pin in this one, everybody, because I want to come back to this for this current event. But I can tell you right now, funnily enough, because it's very ironic considering the conversation we're having, there's no bonus sabers for this event.
Oh, woo.
Unless there's like a limited one I'm forgetting about that I don't have, but I don't think there are any.
I didn't get
any.
A
couple of times. It's pretty small. I think it's 13 total. So yeah, I don't think sabers are on that anywhere, which is a little weird considering there's a Lancer you got to fight a couple of times. Were they trying to like limit our power level? I don't know. I don't think the quests were that hard in Summer 2. Well, one of them was, but that's okay. I think mainly just the thing was like Summer was another thing that came to mind. I know Summer 3 was really frustrating because it gave you the 3 points ladders for some reason.
I still liked it.
Yeah, it was okay. I definitely think over Saber Wars, Summer 3 and Summer 1, second half. First half was cool. Second half was just a lot of filler, but even then, that was just like, the mechanics were all the same. It was just goofy.
Semiramis Valentine's just requires a lot of grinding, which wasn't necessarily hard. It's just if you weren't on top of it, you could fall behind very quickly.
Yeah, I think in general, like, Saber Wars had some real weird stuff because, like I said, the only bonus servants were sabers, but there were fights against non-lancers, so it was just weird. The general issue with most FGO events is padding, basically, whether it's like, there's a points ladder padding, or, Summer 1 Part 2, well, you have to rebuild all this stuff for some reason. There's not really a plot in it, you just build weird references for boars, and they say a couple boar lines. Not, crazy in-depth. Yeah, or the splitting the point ladder into 3. That's mostly when people have a little bit of a bad time, is when you're like, wow, you have to really bust your chops on this one. You have to be very invested, which not everybody has time for. Definitely Saber Wars, though.
Saber Wars.
So many of our veterans in life, if you go on our Discord and you ask the people who've been here the longest, the purple names and such, to talk about like, yo, what's a rough event you all remember? It's absolutely Saber Wars.
Okay. So we move on, thank you very much. This next one comes from the man who fangirls when the story gets good. They say, hello, insert catchy name her, Omega, And insert sassy name here, Lucky. Hope you're both having a great week so far, and the best of luck in the new event. My question has nothing to do with recent events, but more of why didn't no one tell me that FGO basically confirms that Kadok and Anastasia were canon. I was screeching like peppercino the whole time. Anyway, hope the whole rest of the week goes good for the both of you, and double happy vibes. Whoa, 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 whoa.
I tried.
You helped. Good luck trying to double the wom 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 sound at the same time. No, you see, I just had Omega do it.
Yeah, there's two of us.
Victory.
Alternatively, if I really wanted to, Omega could be the sassy one. I could have gone back in and done reverb on that. But that would require work. And that's simply not how we operate here. Listen, you got the most out of me when I did a special intro for Wanted, and it wasn't the one I wanted to do, but I had to pivot to something else, and I gave that reverb. What I wanted to do, by the way, was the Eagle's Journey of the Sorcerer, because that's the song used for Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but it's not only is the song itself fucking long, but the iconic bit of music is also really long. I could the shortest I could get the melody and still be recognizable was like 11 seconds, and I'm like, there's no way the copyright gremlins are going to let that one fly.
Damn you, gremlins!
As for the statement, question, whatever, citation needed? What's your source on this? Are we talking about, like, the Lost Belt manga? Well, that's not... I don't remember that, so that sounds like future stuff.
I got nothing.
I feel like it was heavily implied by the previous statements that there was a lot of stuff going on here. They had a relationship in that way. That could just be one of Kadok's self-deprecating jokes.
That could also be...
I'm gonna have to look up this quote in the context. I'm trying to imagine Kadok saying the phrase, never gonna put the moves on anybody. I'm like,
I thought that was Beryl.
Yeah, is that Beryl talking about Kadok? Because I don't trust that motherfucker. No, he's definitely Olympus also. Kadok literally didn't appear on... Yeah, I don't... First of all, don't trust anything Beryl says anyway. But, I mean, like I said, I kind of assumed it was implied by the original Anastasia event that they were, like, you know, in a certain relationship. But Beryl, of course, would say, like he does, anything to be an embarrassing asshole to Kadok. So, again, sorry, I'm just having this huge disconnect. Kadok would never say the phrase, put the moves. That dude doesn't have any moves. Well, yeah, but would you deny it? I feel like we're going down this hole with Patron Chat. Let's answer another question.
Yay. We move on. This next one comes from Traveler wishing the little photographer a safe journey through space. Hey, Lucky Omega. Hope all is well. Want to send some good vibes. Whoa, 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 whoa. Before I had some fun, but also lost my mind because of not Monopoly. Whoa, 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 whoa. That was in parentheses, by the way. Thank you so much, and don't forget to have fun. Oh, also, space.
Oh, that was the little red dots. It's the fucking tippy tops of the Tirabit's ears. If you click show less, the ears somehow make it above the cut. YouTube, that's so weird.
Oh.
I was like, why are there weird red dots on my screen? I got it when I clicked show more or read more, and I'm like, what the fuck? Thank you for your vibes. We will attempt to have fun.
I am trying to not die. How's my sound levels, by the way?
Oh, no, you're good.
Okay.
Obviously, you know, you sound a little sleepy and you're talking a little slower than usual, but no, I think your sound levels are good. You're right up in there.
Yay. So, we move on. This next one comes from Only Person Skipping Castoria for Van Gogh. I don't know if you're the only person, but I do think you're probably in the minority. Hey, how's it going? First time leaving a mailbag since I started listening to y'all. My question is, has a servant design or quest lines ever pushed you to read books about them? Kirky really grew on me since the Odysseus event, so I picked up a book called Kirky by Madeline Miller. It's never gonna overshadow my love for the Odyssey, but it's a really fun read. Have good luck on the Voyager banner, and don't get turned into piggies. I would say I don't think I've ever read anything inspired by or taking comparisons, but a lot of times when new sermons will come out, I will basically pull up a lot of research material on them and just read about their myths and legends. You know, so I can pretend like I actually know something about some of these characters.
Yeah. I don't think I've gone out of my way to pick up a book necessarily because of anybody in Fate. But I've definitely done a lot of background reading as a result.
Oh yeah. Unfortunately, that's all that. So we're gonna move on. This next one comes from the Tyrant King, who came for the small space shuttle and stayed for the Dino Waifu. Question. Hey, Lucky Omega, I got 2 separate questions for you. For Omega, would you be interested in covering any Shadowverse content if the TCG gets licensed in English? For Lucky, have you played the 7 Mortal Sin Ecstasy? I feel like this would have been right for you. Anyway, that's it for me. Take care and have a nice evening, and sending good vibes your way. Whoa. I almost forgot.
He's got the vibes.
Isn't Shadowverse in English? I'm pretty sure you can get it on Steam.
I believe it has a... Does it have a... Is it pure digital? Yeah, it's on Steam.
Yeah.
Is there like a physical version?
Maybe.
So they've come out with a physical version in Japan. Probably not. I've never played the game on Steam anyway, so I don't know anything about it. Believe it or not, despite the wealth of them, I don't play a lot of Japanese card games. I do know that they sometimes drop like sponsors and stuff, so I like card games, Shadowverse, if you want to hit me up. But other than that, I currently know nothing, so unless that's going to be like, first of all, unless the game is like something I love right away, which who fucking knows? Does it involve doing math? I'm bad at that. If it was like an explosion of popularity, maybe, but my attempts to do most things that I just did as a hobby, were not super great on this channel. See all those old like Star Wars X-Wing and Legion videos, which really petered out. And now basically don't exist because Atomic Mass Games doesn't do news articles and releases the same way. They mostly just occasionally yell about stuff on Twitter and do painting streams for 4 hours. But yeah, so yeah.
For the second bit, I've heard of it, and I'm just guessing it's basically an extension of the 7 Deadly Sins franchise, and frankly, I'm not that interested in it. Lucky plays 2 Horny on Main games already, and a couple of, what's the word I want to use? Highly suggestive ones. Remember, as cute, actually, let me pull up Last Origin. I haven't logged in a hot minute. You say it's right up my alley, but once you've hit a certain level, it's hard to, you just look at other things and you go, isn't that cute? Where's my Last Origin? Oh yeah, that's right, it's in Korean.
Once you have gone even further beyond.
Yeah, post the pic.
Lucky plays Last Origin with the Korean app. Do you have a translation patch, or is it all through guides?
It's all through guides. Yeah, that's the interesting thing. I used to talk shit about people who would play things like that, but once you actually understand how... Oh, I gotta update the APAC, I just remembered. Yeah, post the pic, and then I'm just gonna show you something worse. Or better, depending. Let me download this APAC.
No, that's the donuts. It's a fluffy fox. Yeah, no shit. That also means you could technically post it in ArcDub, but anyway.
Oh. I'll have to show it off because...
I mean, the other thing that makes me think this is... Wait, this is in English, but Last Origin isn't? Because I feel like we're at similar tiers here. I don't know if they're tied up, but people are fucking naked in Last Origin. I'm pretty sure they're straight up topless shots. Or at least very suggestive close.
They're very suggestive close.
All we have proven is that both games are very horny.
Yeah. So, I need to update my APEC, though. Well, I'll get to it eventually. But, no. Is it updating? Lucky likes the loot things and whatnot, but when all you got going for it is loot things, I can only take so much. I think I've tried explaining this to people, but just, girls being sexy and thick isn't everything.
I mean, the main thing I'm just wondering is just, why the preferential treatment? They're talking about how 7 Sins or whatever has, you can get the R18 version on Android or something. Because obviously you can't get it on iOS because Apple are prudes. Everybody's prudes. But that just makes me wonder about, why, no uncensored Last Origin version? Who knows?
Who knows? Anyway, I gotta update my APAC and log in real quick. But, where were we? I'll post some pics later. Oof. Let's keep moving. So, this next one comes from the Commandant of the Purifying Force. Greetings, Voyager Lucky and Sojourner Omega. Hope you are all doing well. As one of your longtime Filipino listeners, I just want to ask your thoughts about the recent quality of life changes North America got up to this point compared to the JP server around the same period in terms of content. Thanks, and this may be my last letter to you guys for now, before my major eye surgery sometime next week. I can't log into FGO for about 4 to 6 weeks in order to restore my sight, which is failing because of my eyes being underdeveloped since birth. I decided to shut myself off from the internet in order to min-max my recovery following my surgery afterwards, since I'll be undergoing a gas bubble injection in one of my eyes to keep my retina from detaching. So my vision is going to be hazy at best during this phase of recovery. Wish me luck, and take my good vibes, and luck from getting Voyager out of nowhere.
Well, we wish you a quick and painless recovery.
Mm-hmm. We'll be here when you get back.
And yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. What recent quality of life have we actually gotten?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's been a while since we had an app update. I think we're waiting on some major stuff cycling through. Chat will let us know. Like a lot of the really big stuff JP is getting right now is around like Road to 7 and the Advanced Quest and stuff. So we're not quite at that step where I think we can start siphoning that. What's up?
Sorry, they turned a dinosaur mech into a dinosaur lolly in Last Origin. Hang on, I gotta show this off real quick because it's hilarious.
That is pretty funny. But yeah, I don't actually even know what quality of life would be. I haven't. It's been a while since we had a changelog that wasn't just like a new event dropped. But I think we're doing okay. I don't really have any complaints. I think there's a couple of systems on the horizon, but like I said, a lot of them are tied up in systems that are only just started coming out this year in JP, like the Advanced Quest stuff for CEs, stuff like that.
Oh,
I suppose we'll see a decent...
Oh, no. They gave Bear Mom a skin. And will it let me post this in Patreon?
Take your bets now, patrons.
Nope.
I thought not.
Alright, I'll post it in not... Yeah, I'll post it in not safe. I was like, this is... I'm sorry, mommy jokes all over the place.
Mommy? I'm sorry? Mommy?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. There we go. I think we've solved the argument in favor of both are horny. Chat didn't yell about me about us having any very recent quality of life. I don't know if they were just distracted or what, but yeah. I mean, I feel like FGO's in a good place. I can't even think about what we've gotten lately. The app itself has been in a pretty decent state, and I don't think FGO is really getting a lot of updates right now in JP anyway, because of the thing I talked about earlier with the Backstreet Boys. So, the Backstreet Boys reunion tour specifically. So, yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah, I need to find... Hang on, there's something I need to find real quick so I can show you how hilarious this actually is. Let's see.
Then, let us vamp.
Then we'll continue. So everyone, please play your favorite elevator music now while I figure this out. Oh,
Sorry, I like the girl from Ipanema. I can also hum the Jeopardy theme, but
that seems so cliche.
That's not long enough, though. The "We'll Be Right Back" sting. That's also a classic, but boy, it's short. Similar to was it an ABC or a Disney Channel sting? That after these messages, we'll be right back. I don't remember what channel that was from.
Okay, so again, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to show off the things I like about Last Origin. So, this...
Also, Lucky has posted another Last Origin image in our Hella Not Safe, which is...
This is normal Tyrant. Tyrant's a big, giant mecha T-Rex looking thing with huge mouthness. Huge mouth.
Also a second tiny face with rocket launchers.
And then they decide to come out with a new skin. That is this.
Now it is anime dinosaur waifu.
Yes.
A literal Yu-Gi-Oh archetype, by the way.
You see, 7 Deadly Sins has horny on main, but Last Origin has horny on main and mechs.
Oh, careful, you're making me laugh, guys. Oh. You're gonna activate the stitch in my side. Oh. I hope you've enjoyed this digression.
Okay. But let us move on. So, this next one comes from Photoshop Filter Man. They say, I always hear good things. No, there's an anime with like 7 mortal sins or something, which is all tits and ass and fights.
Yeah, the name of the video is 7 Mortal Sins Ecstasy, and the anime is 7 Deadly Sins, but they're very similarly named. The only thing I'm curious is why the fuck does... Because Google Play says this was launched in 2012. He's like, damn, did it only go global recently? Anyway, you're in the middle of a question.
Yeah, that's the original anime. But
yeah, it's a multimedia project, so I think this must be from like the original... Maybe the original anime was 2012, and the mobile game came later. I'm not going down this hole. This was Lucky's question anyway. Let's keep going.
I always hear good things on events in FGO, ignoring arcade, but I'm interested in the flip side of this coin. What are the worst events in a FGO? Saber Wars?
Yeah, we literally talked about this earlier. We've answered this question a couple of times. Saber Wars is always the really big one, and then we've had like a couple of rough patches with some of the events. Lucky infamously missed a Grail. People say Journey to the West, and like that one was kind of a pain in the butt. I don't actually think it was that bad because we never got the worst version of that event. Because they gave us the quality of life fixes they did for the rerun in JP for our first run, so it was still clunky. I don't know if it was the worst.
Lucky's just gonna keep posting fucking last image skins just because I fucking can.
I'm just staring at this GIF that's constantly scrolling by.
Oh, that's like 7 deadly sins.
Midriff, legs, midriff. No one can stop him. You're right, though. This is hilarious. Also, Discord allowed this?
Yeah.
I am bamboozled. Because, so for the people who can't see this on YouTube, or we would get arrested, Lucky has posted an image of a, like, hybrid mecha knight, woman and, reverse bunny suit girl. So she's got, like, a giant lance, and a mecha helmet as her, or a knight helmet as like her headband, but she's wearing a reverse bunny suit, which, as I'm fairly certain, means that she is not wearing any undergarments. True reverse panties. Complete negative space. And I'm bamboozled that Discord is allowing this.
It did not allow that one, so it goes to Hella.
Also, I mean, it's not like, Lucky making screenshots. This isn't any worse than both Hella and regular art dump being absolutely destroyed last night by Despair and whatever the hell the figurine thing was. So many figurines. Oh my god. Yes, destroyed. There's like 10 images both ways, or 20 images. It was a lot. I don't care who you are. If you post like 20 images back and back, we do have our constant argument about thighs, don't we?
Oh yeah, that's right. Asanagi did one. Well, they let me get away with... This is technically live 2D, but Asanagi did this one. Let me see if it'll let me. It probably won't, but I'm going to try anyway. Nope, it got through.
Yep. Correct on all counts. And this is why you support us on Patreon. You don't even have to support us at the 10 and up level to listen to the show live. You could follow this along. Let's not go down that rabbit hole.
I don't know why must something be weak or strong? It merely is. Okay, yeah, no. Didn't allow that one, but this is going to be my last one. I am being awakened by the power of horny, I think.
Your blood's flowing. It's going places. Stimulating your brain.
Blood flow is flowing.
And this is all okay because in order to support us on Patreon, I'm pretty sure you need a credit card or something, so. Yeah, I think we answered the worst events question.
Okay, so we shall move on. This next one comes from Graduation Guy Max, who says, "Hey, my favorite / longtime game buddies and constant sorts of being yelled out to make unlucky. This alias seems cheeky. I don't know why. But they say, I'm graduating today and will sadly not be able to be here for the live show. Wish I could. Though, damn, I need to get my priorities in order. And I even had to cancel the Common Writer Club meeting tonight because of it. Though, depending on my ceremony goes, I might listen in as I wait for stuff to end." You put a lot of parentheses. Anyways, I thought of typing this in the morning the moment I got out of bed and wanted to ask. In games or in life, are there moments that you knew were important but didn't feel important to you, or were there very small moments that felt like the biggest thing in the world yet actually meant nothing in the grand scheme of things? This can apply to FGO, other games, tabletop life, etc. Just enjoy thinking up and answer introspectively. I'll see you guys in passing and probably what's up. Have a good day. You need to stop with the parentheses.
Also, why would I enjoy thinking and answer introspectively? Did you suspect this would spark joy? It is an interesting hypothetical question, at least. Like, talking about FGO specifically. so that I can narrow this down to a scope I can approach in the next several hours. Trying to think, were there any story beats that I thought were not really hyped up that I thought were big impact, or any ones that were supposed to be hyped that were small? I mean, there were probably a couple in the earlier days. Like, it's been so long since I actually read it, but I kind of feel like Septim had a couple of points, which was like, oh my gosh, it's how terrifying, it's Romulus, or oh my god, he summoned Altera, and then Altera just beats up Floros, and you're like, oh, I guess that's over. She's gonna blow us up. What do? I mean, we punch her like we do all the bosses. Yeah, there were a couple of moments I think were a little softer blows than I think the writers were aiming for. I really can't think of any like small moments I thought were more impactful. Anything coming to you, Lucky?
Oh, ish. I had a bit of a conversation last night when I was in my insomniac haze, where people were talking about like space progress and how some people like seemed like to not care about the little things and just want the next big thing. And I had to politely disagree, because people might not understand this, but our entire history of aeronautics, just not fucking space travel, has only been in the last 300 years. Recorded human history only goes back about 5,000 years? And, like, prehistory, humanity has been there for God knows how long. So, in the grand, I think this is the point I'm trying to get to. In the grandest scheme of things, most of what we do on a year-to-year basis is super fucking insignificant. It means literally nothing. Like, people talked about if the entire lifespan of Earth was
24 hours.
24 hours. Yeah. Humanity, the impact humanity would have would be 11:59, 59 seconds.
Yeah,
That's
human civilization is like that old. I think the first humans show up at around 5 minutes in. To answer your question, by the way, ancient history officially is counted as starting in 3000 BCE, so roughly 5,000 years ago. Human prehistory starts about 3.3 million years ago. That's where the closest human relatives who were actually standing upright and using tools. But modern humans didn't really show up until around 300,000 years ago. Yeah, so we're baby.
Yeah, so put that into context. Human beings have been around so long, and yet on only the past 300 years of our existence have we actually made progress to reach the stars. Because if you look at all mythology and all stuff, humans have always looked up to the heavens and desired to go there. It's there's so much history about the stars, what they are, and all that stuff. So yeah, no, I constantly look at people look at these little bitty steps we take towards space, and I don't think many people necessarily dismiss them. They just know that it's part of a greater whole. So these small things are actually much more significant than one would think, because they're all just small pieces to a big picture, and the big picture is space.
Yeah, I know some people in the past have been because I believe NASA has talked about running moon missions before, and several other space agencies. Some people were like, "Oh man, we done been to the moon. Why do we got to go back?" Well, because the moon is closer. So if we want to actually test new technology, it's closer, so we can actually interact with it. Because a lot of NASA shit is old. First of all, if you want to hear about Voyager, listen to you can listen to the full timeline on that project in our Wanted, but the short version is the Voyager space probe Voyager 1 was launched in 1977. This was in the event. Voyager's radiothermal generators are supposed to run out of power a couple of years from now, 2025. And even then, if that doesn't work, it'll take Voyager another 10-ish years, 11 years, I think exactly. I think it's until 2036 when it'll be out of range of our deep space network of communication devices. So, like, everything in space is such a macro scale, you gotta take it, like, bite by bite. I think it would be really cool if we started putting dudes on Mars. We should have been putting dudes on Mars, like, 20 years ago. I'm pretty sure we could have done it, but, you know, social desires and wants change over time, right?
Right.
You know, we put a dude on the moon, we put a flag on the moon here in America, and the space race kind of really cooled off, so we did other things. We started being about computers. Space is cool, y'all. Please go watch Wanted. I literally yell about space for like 10 minutes. And how huge it is.
Space is big.
Voyager will pass within 1.6, I believe, light years of at least 445 in about 400,000 years. That's located in the constellation Camelopardalis, the giraffe. Did you know there was a giraffe constellation, everybody? This is also another thing. It's we can faff for this a while. I think it's slightly relevant because they're talking about Voyager and stuff. The tech gap in space stuff is also very interesting because when you're going to space, it has to work, right? If it don't work, it'll be bad.
Very bad.
You'll waste a lot of money in fuel and resources, and then you'll be stuck with nothing because it's like space is the ultimate self-contained environment. It is a literal vacuum out there. God forbid you're fucking with the other terrestrial bodies. Those places all suck too. There's a reason why we have like no pictures of the surface of Venus, because Venus is an awful literal hellscape. But you want to make something reliable, so you can't really like go on there. Obviously, Voyager 1 and 2 have a shitload of longevity. We've got some other space probes that have lasted a really long time. I believe New Horizons is our latest like long range probe that's going to end up swinging out of the system. It will never catch up to Voyager though, because it's traveling at a lower velocity, even though it's newer. But the like tech gap is such that we use really, really old, reliable stuff. You know, I'm pretty sure we did the moon landings on like data tapes and vacuum tubes because we knew those would work. So you gotta use the respectable stuff. And I think that applies the same to general aeronautics, like you said, Lucky. Like hell, part of the reason why there was that big controversy about the is it 737 Max? The Boeing jet that had those issues was because Boeing was trying to update a jetliner model that had been in use for like 40 or 50 years. Because, you know, the aerospace industry didn't exist until like 100 years ago or something. When did the Wright brothers actually fly? It was late 1800s?
I believe, like, if I remember correctly, I believe the first hot air balloon flight was 1800s. It's a lot of stuff happened in like the 17 to 1800s, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, let's see. Kitty Hawk flight, first powered flight, early 1900s, yeah. Literally only been like 120 years. Ballooning was earlier than that, yes.
Mm-hmm. So, in the grand scheme of things, what we do is nothing. It's small fucking potatoes. But to us, it is greatness. So, it's not a matter of what is important is what is not, but what it means to oneself, I guess.
Which I think does go ultimately back to the question answer, like talking about what were beats that like hit different than people expected. You know, it's all about the moment, about your own personal context.
Mm-hmm. And with that, I think we should go on.
Yeah, we have a few more.
So next one comes from Agent 418, who says, "Hello, Lucky Omega. Have a great weekend and get well soon, Lucky. If my earlier thing was to be expected, I just need to look at more lewd things, and that will give me strength."
That's his version of Popeye Spinach.
Pull out a dirty mag, play the Popeye theme.
I don't have like the steam whistle sounds though.
Oh, P.S. Rolls just as planned. Fancy hat. Time to get fancy. This next one comes from Moon is a Voyager haver. My boy was kind enough after all. Took 440 St. Quartz fee though. That's how it be sometimes. Question. Hello there, Lucky and Omega. Hope you're doing well. Have you ever considered moving out of the U.S.? If so, where would you go and why? For me, Norway for the cold weather and snow. I take that over hot summer all year round and deserts. I mean, I am a simple man and a weeb, so I would move to Japan. Probably not Tokyo or Kyoto. That seems like it'd be a fucking hassle. But someplace where I could probably get there easily enough. There's a lot of towns. There's a lot of cities.
No, I've never really considered moving out of the States. I mean, I could fairly easily set up in the UK if I wanted. I've done this before. My mother's actually a British citizen. I got family over there. But I've lived quite a few places around there, around the States in the like and technically outside of the states, but still within U.S. territory, because Guam is weird. And, I've seen a lot of different climates, so I'm alright here. I don't know if I'd want to live in Japan because of just, I don't have that firm of a grasp on the language, and I know that they're a very homogenous culture. I'd probably feel my social anxiety in such an environment. If Japan is cool, I'd love to visit someday. But technically, I can run this operation anywhere there's an internet connection.
So we move on. The next one comes from Gaolian God, who says, if Type Moon were to make their own Fate board game, or one of those business or product sponsor games like a Simpsons Monopoly, whatever you call those, what would you want out of it? What era of Fate do you want presented, and what kind of game would you want it to be? Unfortunately, the short answer to this question is I don't want anything like that.
I don't think Fate would do a very good Monopoly.
And the point being is there isn't one, even though there is Attack on Titan Monopoly, Sailor Moon Monopoly, Dungeons & Dragons Monopoly, Warhammer 40k Monopoly.
40k, that doesn't mean anything. Those lunatics will sell that license to anybody.
The Destiny Monopoly.
Is there Destiny Monopoly?
There's Destiny
there's
Monopoly.
Obviously Star Wars Monopoly. I own it. Because I am a huge nerd.
Godzilla Monopoly.
Oh, that sounds rad. Are the pieces kaiju?
Yes, actually. Hang on.
Fuck yeah. I'd love to display that. I wouldn't want to play it because Monopoly sucks butts, but sick. You got a wide variety in there. Ooh, classic Mechagodzilla. Some Rodan, some Mothra, some King Ghidorah.
That's Dominate Grail War. That board game existed forever. That's not Monopoly, though.
Yeah, Dominate Grail War is interesting. They've already got that. I agree with Lucky. Sponsor products is probably not the way to go because I don't think it fits Fate. I certainly think it seems like, given the context of this event, people who work on Fate understand board games. And there could be some really interesting stuff. When we would play TTS a little more frequently, I talked about with some of the current Goop Troop about making a Fate hack for Werewolf, which is very funny, considering obviously Werewolf is involved in this event at a later stage, but didn't really lock it in because it's not 1-to-1. It was more of like an internal meme thing. I personally, especially given the context of like the Extella series and stuff, not the randomized like dual miniatures, which are very minimal, but like I think you could probably work on an actual Fate like miniatures game. I don't know what you'd really do with that though, but I feel like there's some war game room in there. But honestly, like I'm trying to think, like Fate is unusual because it's very archetypal, right? Like knocking the serial numbers off and writing your own Fate story are ludicrously easy. Thanks, Holy Grail War. But at the same time, every actual official Fate tie-in is like its own little thing, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, every spin-off kind of like does its own things. So, I don't really know how you would approach that from a game design standpoint. Mm-hmm. And of course, if you say Fate D&D 5e hack, I will shoot you.
So we move on. This next one comes from the one bearing math. They say, I have a question, and boy is it a doozy. Good luck, guys. So if one train leaves a station at 12:42 p.m. going at 60 miles per hour, and another train leaves a different station coming toward the first train at 10:48 a.m., this one going at 80 miles per hour, and the two trains are 100 miles apart, what are the odds of flipping head 3 times in a row?
1 in 8.
12.5%. Moving on.
Joke's on you. Probability is one of the few things I'm good at. 2 more.
2 more. This next one comes from Dino Riding Master. Dear Mecha Omega and King Lucky Dora. Heck. No question just wishing you well and sending you good vibes. Wah 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 wah. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you. Same to you. This last one comes from Master of Space. The last place not corrupted by capitalism. That's a lie. What's that Alan Shepard quote? The one about lowest bidders? Let me look it up. It always makes me, kick. Alan Shepard. It's a very sobering feeling to be up in space and realize that one safety factor was determined by the lowest bidder on a government contract. Joke's on you, Axe. I'm always in. Usually I'm just a lot louder about it.
What my response was, I think Lucky found a Zen quill. Because I'm pretty sure you're high on cold medicine.
Mhm. I might have taken a couple swigs before we started.
But yes, this is a reference to, I think it's Command & Conquer Red Alert.
I believe so.
Cutscene with Tim Curry going to the last place not yet corrupted by capitalism. Space! And it has a great Tim Curry delivery on it. I blanked out. I was hunting for this gift. Did you read the second half of the thing after the space?
Did I?
Chat, did we?
I don't know. Hang on. No. Oh, no, I didn't.
Okay.
No question. Just to get well soon. Or else. Well, how much is soon? If you want to be threatening, you say, fuck get well soon. Get well now.
I do not have any devices to which to clack into the microphone.
Alright, I think that's everything.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Alright, well, we managed to make that last 1 hour and 17 minutes.
It's because I'm speaking so slow.
Well, we'll see how that holds in the edit. I would like to take a brief intermission. And then we can talk a little bit about Reqium. And also, like I said, new month, got some new business stuff to talk about. So, we'll be right back with you. And we resume. The posting has been going on while I have been gone, everybody. Okay. So, let's do a little bit of first impressions on Reqium. Board Game Apocalypse. So, overall, this event kicks off fairly good. It's kind of interesting how it starts, because it's obviously like, apparently board games are sweeping the Chaldea all of a sudden. Mm-hmm. There's quite a few references and stuff that come out. We talked about this. Yeah, that was on mic earlier. The Catan board was very obviously visible.
Mm-hmm. I think I saw something like Battleship there too, and
yes,
I think someone was playing a collectible card game on some mats.
Yeah,
I think.
If anybody in our chat is a baller, if you could post me images of that backdrop or the image of the board game that contains space. It's like Jumanji but spacey. No, and not Zathura. That was also okay. But there's a decent number of classic game references in there. The Valkyrie sisters talk about something they're doing for like a long time. It's very complex with like multiple modes and shit. It reminds me of several old school miniature war games I've heard about, which are like really, really rules complex. So there's like a lot of references only people in the know are gonna catch. But also there's that usual thing of where MASH is like, yes, Master, we're swept up in TTGs. And then you can be like, what? So she explains, but you can then be like, actually, I'm something of a gamer myself.
I mean, I had William Dafoe face going on.
Yeah, no, that's what I did. I mean, like I said, I was like, yeah, that's definitely, that Hex is definitely a Catan board. There's some like some Battleship back there. There's some other fun stuff. Similarly, the apocalyptic board game itself. Let me actually run it through Google Translate because my French is bad.
The Monde de Jeu?
Yeah. Which is World of Something, but like I said, my French is not very good, so somebody will either tell me or I'll be able to type it in. Oh, it's literally just Game World. Okay.
Oh.
It's not that impressive. Oh, okay, somebody did a little screen grab. Yeah. So we got some counters and some little boards. Multiple stacking game boards, it looks like, for something like a lot of variety of games use that. There's definitely looks like either a Yu-Gi-Oh or a Magic mat way in the back there.
I recognize one of the games that's in front of the snack bowl. It's the one with the colored rocks or beads, and you have to move them through the.
Yes, Mancala. Mancala, I've always heard it. Yeah, very fun, very entertaining game. There's a couple of alternate names. It's African in origin, I think.
Yes. There's
definitely a Battleship board in the back there.
Is it just me, or are those look like in front of the Mancala board? That kind of looks like Red Dragon Inn plates or something.
Yeah, something like that. It reminds me of either like a Red Dragon Inn or like the Battlestar Galactica game or something that has like multiple little board kits you play with.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's mostly obscure, but I think there might be Mahjong in the rearmost table there. Like right next to the teacup, you can see something which looks like the tiles standing up.
Oh yeah, totally.
So there's quite a wide variety here.
And there's a bunch of cards in the back, so I'm guessing someone was playing some fucking Uno.
Yeah, they are red. I think I see red, green, and yellow. It's a little blurry. But yes, there's quite a few games out there you can recognize. Similarly, if you actually like get the blown up image of the Jumanji-esque game, there's like a giant meeple in it. Meeples being where were Meeples originally from?
Meeples?
Yeah, it's the little Game Boy men.
Oh,
if you never heard them called the Meeple, but that's what these little human counters are. They are commonly referred to as.
Oh, it's from the game Carcassonne or something.
Yeah, Carcassonne. Another classic game that involves tile stacking. A game I've never played, but I've seen. It's pretty cool. Yes. So there's. Wow, sorry. I was just bamboozled by the fact that I was scrolling down the history of Carcassonne, the board game, and realized that there were world championships.
Why not?
Yeah. It was a 42-man tournament in 2021. The winner was Polish, and I have no idea how to pronounce that name. I'm not surprised, though. The world team champions in 2020 and 2021 was the Japan team. So no wonder. There have also been a couple of Japanese world champions. So yeah, I guess Carcassonne is popular in Japan as well.
Well, don't underestimate the people's ability who like something to get together and do something about that.
That may even be the game in the first table. It's way in the back because Carcassonne is you slide tiles together. It looks like there's some square objects back there. Those could be cards or those could be square tiles. Or maybe they're playing Betrayal at House on the Hill, another tile stacking game. But yeah, so there's a lot of references. There's even more things. There's like I think there's like some Catan hexes and stuff in the Jumanji game. So there's a lot of stuff out there. It all starts with these, very references. Everybody's playing games. Some people are too into games. And this is when you like immediately realize, even if you didn't know this was going to be the thing, you knew this was going to be a thing, right? Like you're just like, these people are too into this game. Also, yes, I don't know what the fuck Bradamante and Astolfo were playing. Some kind of like, like action figure construction game or something, like where you get to assemble the pieces together. Astolfo, of course, built like a Frankenstein hybrid, which included Nightingale parts. Moriarty and Holmes were just playing chess like men. So lots of fun little times, and I mean it makes sense in Caldea. You got to kill times. You got a lot of servants together.
I mean, it just makes me think of the time. To me, it seems like Caldea gets just caught up with whatever new fad is. Remember when we got a library?
Yeah, everybody was reading books. And I think the impression was that the Monde de Jeu game came, and then other board games just kind of showed up around it.
Maybe.
Anyway, Adorable Space Boy Voyager just came out of the game. Nobody freaked out about this. It's Caldea.
For us, it was another Tuesday.
Yeah, literally there is tiny space boy wandering around. He's not really good at stringing words together. He has lag. Gee, why does he have lag when he talks?
I wonder why no one figured that out even after they figured out he was Voyager. I do want to shout out fucking Edison actually seeming like a competent person for once and not just being a AC/DC joke or a Present King joke.
Well, it's because Nightingale took Tesla out of the story very rapidly. I need your arm. You want my electricity? Sure. Yes, that's what I want.
But no, I really do appreciate how Edison has basically, says, I'm his legal guardian, so I'm going to make sure this boy is okay. I'm all like, oh.
Yeah. Edison, doing that whole trying to embody America a little more positively. I wonder if it is kind of related to the President King thing, because there is actually, was it a voice message or was it typed? There was a message from President Carter included in the Voyager 1 space probe.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was very important. We had a lot of fun about this. There's a lot of documentaries about this. Carl Sagan was involved, so there's quite a bit of documentation. You haven't seen this yet, Lucky, but there is a reference to I think there's a reference anyway to the golden record that's stored in Voyager, because Mozart's in the second game, and he talks about a piece of music, and Voyager's like, ooh, I know that one. And they don't explicitly mention it's from the golden record, but I was like, because I remember I did my research. There was some Mozart. We shot Mozart music into space, y'all. I believe there was also some Bach and some Beethoven.
That's what it is.
It's like a famous photo matching game, and in fact, literally, that's a very famous print of Tesla, and I think that's a Sherlock cover. And then there's
that's what Astolfo made there.
That's sick. I've never heard of this game before, but that's pretty funny. I recognize a lot of those portraits. There's a George Washington in there. There's a Stalin. There's a couple of Greek philosophers. Yeah, that's very funny. Okay, so it was card-based. That's pretty cute. Chimerical Great Man Battle. I do believe they actually dropped that name, yeah. Maybe not the proper title, the Secret Sura, but the Chimerical Great Man Battle is definitely something Astolfo said. Maybe that's generic enough you can't trademark that. No, we didn't. The map is not obsolete. It's keyed to the nearest pulsars, which shows our relative distance from them in time. Anybody who's space traveling will be able to actually figure it out, at least roughly where it was. Because remember, they're in the light future too, so they'll be able to figure it out. Space, everything's relative.
Space.
But yeah, so there's plenty of cute little references. Anyway, Voyager pops out of the game, and Rhyme's like, "Yeah, he came out of the game. I saw him. Nobody else noticed this, because the game is sucking out their souls or something."
We have this new little effect of just the dizzy spinnies.
Yeah,
above servants now.
Yeah, they add this dizzy spinny to a couple of servants, and yeah, it seems like they're having a weird time. Voyager wants you to take a game piece, and everybody on the team is like, "Master, don't take that game piece. This is clearly an event thing." And Da Vinci's like, "Nope, don't do that. Come with me, small child. We're going to do science." And so she goes to analyze Voyager after we figured out who he is and all that fun stuff. And we go to sleep, and then we wake up, and Mash is like, "Oh no, Master, all the servants have gone." And it's like, gee, I wonder what it is this time. But they've all been sucked into the game because, in case you couldn't tell, there's space inside the game. Yeah, it's very obvious, but Voyager offers us the piece, we take it, we go in, and Mash is like, "I'm coming too, how dare you." Rhyme agrees to go, Edison agrees to go. Emiya Alter was actually seen earlier, and he's just like, "I don't play games."
Whatever, nerds.
Yeah.
But I can't let you go alone.
Yeah, I love his reasoning to this, too. It's so funny to me. "I can't let you go alone with 2 casters for protection." Yeah, I wondered if it was a Macross game. Because they talked about, like, transforming and stuff, and I'm like, I wonder if it's Macross related. I knew it was one of those old school, like, very simmy war games, though, obviously. Like,
Yeah,
if you've
I had
ever
no
heard
idea.
anybody talk about, oh gosh, what's the, I'm trying to remember the naval one. Something to do with Harpoon? Old school 40K is like this, with like randomized templates and shit. There's a lot of games that are like that. Very finicky, very specific. I've heard about a World War I aviation game called Dawn Patrol, which apparently has rules like that. You can like accidentally turn too hard and rip your wings off and shit.
Jesus.
Yeah, dogfighting shit. But yeah, so we agree to go in the thing. We've got our cast of characters. We arrive inside the game world. We are immediately told, if you die in the game, you die in real life. Blah, blah, blah. You started playing the game, you can't leave. It's just Jumanji, guys. In fact, I feel a little bit almost like we're... In some ways, I feel like the Master is sometimes a little too naive, right? Like, "Oh no, all our servants have gone missing. We must go save them." What do you mean the game is a trap? But, it's early. We probably didn't have time for coffee or anything. We run into Helena. She explains the thing, and you start the first game, which is the Kudlopoly.
I thought it was
Kultopoly.
Kuopoly. That's how I'm going to pronounce it. Kuopoly.
Yeah.
Fight me.
I'm fairly certain there's a D in there. It could be a silent D, though. I don't fucking know. The name is weird. Well, it's because there's meeples in the... Because it's the game... The first game world is Akihabara, kind of. Voyager explains that it's... Well, we find out later it's Ariseis, because she's not visible there, but he's like, "I'm looking for my friend. She is lost. We must find her. Hello, I am Space Boy." But it's supposed to be her, Akihabara, from Fate Requiem. Like, the sea levels are different. We get to make a very timely climate change joke. I do not think Akihabara will be seaside by the year 2025, but I don't know anymore with this crazy world. So there's apparently nobody humanoid here anyway left. There's only servants and meeples as their masters. And you gotta collect tokens, which have servant faces on them. I wonder if they're Soylent Green. But that sets up our basic mechanic. You gotta go through the games and to get to the end, to save all the servants and also get Erise.
Yay.
Yeah. And Lucky, did you beat Monopoly yet?
Yeah, I got on the tram.
Okay. Yeah. So, we do run into Erise. She's very weird and try hard to us.
I called her out for her
Grim
nickname,
Reaper.
though. I called her out.
Yeah. "You could just call me the Grim Reaper." And I'm like, "Girl,
Really?
you're 14. You trying to be edgy here?" I know the first Hassan, who might be the literal angel of death. Don't you try to step to me. On the tram, there's a great conversation about pseudo-servants, composite deities, a lot about Japanese syncretism. They straight up call out that Erisei's spear is fake.
It's hollow inside. But they do call it out like it's supposed to be the, they do say it was supposed to be like, is it the jeweled spear? And Amy Alter's like, no, it's fake. They'd have to be a super high divine spirit, or one good boy with a dragon.
Yeah, I mean, he found the real one, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're like, if she's a pseudo, she may be technically a god of creation, and going through, like, the whole big thing of, like, what gods are enshrined in Akihabara and stuff. Oh, there's a fan comic for this. This is great.
Oh, isn't that... I know that art style.
There's a signature.
Yeah, there it is. They do funny stuff.
This is a great. The Grim Reaper and just Gramps just standing there. Master's just like, heh. But yeah, she's being real weird and mean to us, and even Voyager's like, yo, she being weird. We're like, okay, well, we'll play the games to escape and rescue all our friends. And the second game is Werewolves.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
Yeah, I'm partway through. I will say, so I've heard this event kind of has a little bit of a bad rap. I think mostly it's just because a lot of these story segments are long. The Werewolf in particular is like, you're playing a game of Werewolf, and it's not the one night variant, so it's played out over several nights. So you have to like explain the rules of Werewolf. You have to be assigned roles. Then there's a lot of talking and yelling until Mozart proposes the time limit rule. Basically, every character only has 10 minutes to speak their case every day, and then you actually play Werewolf. It's interesting. There's a lot of characters in it, kind of doing unique things. This is like at the bottom of my notes. It's pretty early. I don't know if that's a spoiler, but Lucky's not there yet. Lucky, do you care if you know what role we got?
Yeah, go for it.
You get Seer. So you actually get like extra information. It's very interesting that way. We also learn, by the way, very quickly, this is like in the first bit of dialogue, you also learn that Mash is not good at social deduction games. She immediately blabs that you're Seer when called out on it. Thanks, Mash.
Thanks, Mash. Listen, she's just an honest eggplant.
Yes. There's some interesting character stuff here. This is at the bottom of my notes, but I will say it now. Gimme skins. There are some choice new sprites for Mary, Little Red Riding Hood, and Mozart with like a wolf boa, like looking like a baller.
I think I remember seeing the Mary sprite somewhere.
Yeah, probably. Well, you can't lie to Mash because of the weird rules of the game. The GM, which actually, if you're playing Werewolf, you actually need somebody to officiate and like take hidden information, which is Jean. Lets you, Mash, and Voyager be quote-unquote on a team, so you all look at your role together. But, like, in a visual novel format, it's very weird to do, like, an actual social deduction game where you can't, like, actually guess the person. There's some very weird stuff going on. We'll see how it shakes out, because I'm only, like, halfway through, because it's very text-dense.
Well, we kind of have had social deduction before. Like, we had the whole thing with Mehoso once.
Yeah, but that was over, like, a whole, like, weeks of events worth of stuff, right?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
This is wordy, but it's not really that paced out. This is game, like, 2 of 5. I do also feel like it's not really that... I'm only halfway through. It's not really that weird. You do actually, it's funny, actually, you mentioned the game battle manga style graphics. There is actually a special graphics package for this. It tracks all the characters, and as their roles are revealed, they get revealed on this little board.
That's cute.
Yeah, so that, there's little special graphics for the different cards. It's interesting. Clearly a lot of production value went into it. I didn't get further because I felt like it's, like I said, it's very wordy, so trying to power through it doesn't work. You have to, like, actually sit and skim through the bits. It also has the unfortunate FGO thing where for no reason fights are tacked on. During the night phase, Jean will take you to other rooms so you can use your seer powers to look at other people's roles and you get attacked by ghosts for some reason. It gives you fights so you can get drops. We'll see how the other games shake out. I don't even think you can get past game 2 with the time gates, so yeah. It'll be interesting to see. I like all the references and clearly a lot of love has gone into this, so we'll see if, like, overall the event is, like, quote-unquote bad. I feel like the Monopoly game goes by like in a flash, right?
Oh yeah, like only a couple things. Sorry, I'm looking at General right now, and Legendary posted. I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read this out loud because it makes me kick. COVID has ruined sci-fi movies. Shit, I'll be like, the year was 3004, and aliens were gonna blow up the sun, and I'm all like, makes sense. But then it goes, so the world united too, and then I'm like, no, the fuck they did not. Like, that doesn't make sense. Yeah. I'm sorry for that interruption, but I had to share that.
It didn't work with COVID. I mean, if you want a better example, I think not to get too heavy, everybody. The Russian invasion of Ukraine was like almost everybody in the world was like, "Whoa, hold on, are you supposed to be doing that? I don't think this is cool." Not everybody, but it was after COVID. It was shockingly unified. Let's say. So maybe not all hope is lost, but yeah, it's definitely a different read. I do want to say my general other first impressions, other than like Monopoly, the base level of Monopoly anyway goes by pretty fast. I said this earlier as the pro tip. You should keep playing the game and like rolling dice and stuff because you get mats from this and tokens, which you need for bonus quests and stuff. So it's still like important to do. It's just plot wise, it goes by like that, and then you move on to Werewolf, probably because they knew it would be longer. And I think the third game is fairly long too. I think that's the Ordat one, the Order of Battle. You got to do the special solo ones. But I do have a couple of notes. I mentioned this earlier to put a pin in, so let's bring that up. I feel inclined after doing some of the free quests and story quests to say this is a little bit of a quote-unquote bad bonus servant list. You don't get the welfare until late. It's not until like the 5th game. I think it might literally be the quest before you unlock her permanently. And I have 7 out of 13 bonus servants. I can't even make a full story support list. Yeah, no, Aristo is very late. It's a little weird. And also we talked about this earlier. You straight up can't make a full support list. There are no bonus sabers. They do not exist.
None.
It's a little weird. I wonder if maybe they rushed this coding a little bit, because remember, this was delayed past actual Golden Week because of COVID, funnily enough. So I kind of hope when they do a rerun, they bring in a few more of the minor characters. Like, I'm a little surprised that, like, there's a decent amount of, I don't know about Embers. There should be a decent amount of QP in, like, the bonus quests and stuff. But as I was saying, I feel like it's kind of weird that, like, Helena's not a bonus servant. She shows up a lot. There's quite a few servants in the Werewolf game who aren't on the bonus servant list. Stuff like that. So there's, like, quite a few characters you encounter repeatedly. There's, a number of people shown in the front line. Whatever Ilya, Kid Gil, Chloe, etc. is going on. I feel like there could be a little more variety. So I hope they balance this out in the rerun. Maybe get Summer Tomoe in there so you have a bonus saber that's even more gaming than regular Tomoe. Obviously, that doesn't work in the original run because she didn't exist yet. But I'm thinking outside the box. It's a little weird. It's not a huge problem. Like the actual like story quests and Gappily quests and stuff are like super baby mode. So the only thing that's concerning to me slightly is I remember that some of the free quest stuff gets like decently up there in HP. I guess maybe you're supposed to save those until after you can get Arise. What I will say though, music in this event, choice. Some quality jams. But Lucky, do you have any other first impressions?
Not really. Unfortunately, my headspace ain't the best for putting things together right now.
Yeah. And we're all pretty early. I don't expect us to be, crazy on literally day one of the event. Okay, well, then, yeah, that's our first impressions. We'll probably be back with you next week. I think all the time gates will be cleared then, so we can actually, like, do the whole thing. Hopefully
nice.
Lucky will feel better and we can keep on keeping on.
Listen, I'm gonna go stare more Sprawl stuff and probably hammer Omega with questions and slam energy drinks.
So yeah, I'll get back to you on that. I will say though, of course, it's a new month. That means new stuff and things from the peoples. I got some new patron polls. If you want to check those out on our Patreon, patreon.com/StudioOmegaYT, 2 O's. So there's no Teach Me poll. The Teach Me's topic when we get to it will be the recapping the plot of Extella and discussing what the White Titan is, because that lost out last time to our Ultimate Ones episode, which you guys seem to enjoy, so that'll just be it, because I don't have any other ideas. Again, Requiem's only like 2 volumes in, so I can't really... There's not really a Teach Me about that. It's like, yeah, it's got like 2 volumes, guys. We are doing a new Fan Favorite Friday, though. My theme was stars. So your selection is Ferdinand von Zeppelin, Ryder is back, Hoshikuma Doji Berserker.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Hoshikuba Dojo was one of the pre-gens that ended up used in the AP I ran.
Yeah.
Roughly a billion years ago. Yeah, but if you guys don't get why this counts, what does Hoshi mean?
Star.
Yeah. Hoshikuma Doji, the Star Bear Oni. Pecos Bill, rider. But the current overwhelming leader is Foreigner Sojourner, as in the Sojourner Rover, with 67% currently. So, there's only like 12 votes. I think that's like, several shy. You got about a little over a week left, so still got an influence on it. Any of our patrons at the 5 or higher levels can vote, so there's still some wiggle room, but I'm not shocked. I am well known for being a guy who likes to yell about space, and I suspected this would be the case, but, I wanted to do a blend of themes, as you do. We do also have a new, I very recently got together the Fail Portrayal, our regular Yu-Gi-Oh! Stream poll, so you guys can check that on your own time. I'll be talking about that more on Tuesday. And I have a little fun idea for FP, but I might talk about that at a later date for streaming stuff. Let me just say that I have some interesting ideas for if you guys can get us to 3,100 subs. We are currently at 3,080. So if you can get, tell your friends, get other people involved, or if you're listening right now and not sub now, I can throw some extra spice in there. But I'll discuss that at a later date. But yeah, that's our patron updates. I'm trying to think. Anything else business-wise? The poll was obviously the big one. I'm glad to see a turnout. If you were interested in shaking or breaking that, go ahead. Obviously, I mentioned it before, but last night, Wanted Voyager came out. I don't think it's as much of a slam as Romulus Queerness was, but seems to be doing pretty good. I admit it's, shorter because, because there's a lot less Fate lore to talk about with Voyager. He's literally only in this and Reqium, and like I said, Requium is like 2 light novel volumes. I'm pretty sure you could read those in an afternoon. It's not very dense. So, but there's a lot of space. You should check it out if you haven't already. Loads of people in the comments talking about how it's very good for catalysts and stuff, so check it out. What the hell? We're still sub 2 hours. I can chill for a little bit more. We will be doing, I assume anyway, unless Lucky gets super hammered on NyQuil some more. Or DayQuil, whatever. We'll probably be doing What's Up. We do that live every day, same day as we release Let's Take FGO2 Public, a day after we record it. So check that out later if you want more of us. I don't know what Lucky will be playing or doing, but we, have a variety of things to yell about. Be sure to check out our Monday streams. Lucky is currently running through Legend of Zelda, Skyward Sword, HD. Oh, good, that picked up a little bit. All right, we always get a little dovetail on there. But yeah, okay, it's good. All right. So that'll be coming back on Monday. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Fail Portrayal, I do that with the prog crew, the Goop Troop, the Brain Trust. Usually we do that every Tuesday, unless people are dead. So check that out as well for future live streams. Anything else? What's up? Monday. Oh, right. I was just looking at it. That's right. Hey, if you want even more us as well, we got a new old AP. We're coming back to the Sprawl. That has been posted, so you can check that out. That is the first half of a job we will be presumably completing this weekend. Mm-hmm. So, you can listen to the first part now and the second part later when it comes out. Mm-hmm. So check that out. It's been a little bit of a slow build, a little unusual for the Sprawl, but we're back at it, so you guys can jump into it. Okay, I think that's all that biz going on. I want to double check. There's nothing marked as upcoming, right? For FGO.
I think so.
No, the Learn with Manga collab lasts until the 18th. We still have over a week left. Hopefully by like the 11th of next, which is next week, middle of next week, they like do a second banner or do like a Hunting Grounds or something to take the edge off that one, because gosh, that's long. But yeah, at the time there's no new news for that. Usually it's our first show of the month, and we're not exactly hurting for time, so let me pop into the old event list and double check what else we should get past this collab. Obviously, this will be the, just started, so this will be a decent chunk of time, but we should have a couple of other things this month as well. And you never know, there could be some squish time. So let's see, 2020 May. Yeah, it was literally just Gouda Gouda rerun and that, so let's actually look at June. So Interlude Campaign 13 and the Vegas rerun. Yeah, I literally don't know which one of those we'll do first. Let's see. Is that 8th of June? So I guess technically the next thing should be the Vegas rerun. I do not know if they will space that out. Maybe they'll do the interlude campaign first or something. If they've got any other bullshit they could do us, don't know. But yeah, that should hypothetically be the next event. So yeah, news a little skinny. But okay, I think... Oh, sorry, yawny. I think that's all the stuff, though. So, even though it's short, we're gonna probably have to go ahead and get on out of here.
Let us get on out of here.
We have more board games to play, more other stuff to do. I said earlier, I kind of want to take a hot shower and, take deep cleansing breaths. Steam clean my lungs. So we'll go ahead and scoodle on out of here. We won't keep you any longer. If you want to be kept longer, I just listed out all the other content we did upcoming and over the last week, so check those out. Trust me, there's lots of hours in those. Hours. But, okay. It's time to do the outro. It goes a little something like this. If you're watching this video on YouTube, be sure to give it a like. If you liked it, feed the algorithm. If you have any comments, leave them in the comment section down below. No future spoilers, but, comment a time you're having with rolling dice and stuff. How do you feel about space? You can also join our Discord. The link is always in the video description and on our channel page. You can join our roll thread and yell about your rolls there. Were they good? Were they bad? I don't know. Yell about them there. If you're new here and haven't already, please subscribe to the channel so you can get more of this, whatever's going on here, and lots of other stuff too. Even if you're already subscribed, you can also ring that bell for notifications so you always know when we post a new video, at midnight when maintenance starts and Omega posts a wanted. Seems like a good thing to have notifications on for.
So I'm just laughing at me 6.
Oh yeah, he sassed me good. He I can actually check the fucking comparisons there. Let's see. So I posted it at 12:06. So I waited 5 minutes for him to post it. And I said me 6. I swear to God. And then 1 minute later, 12:07, there he is. He posted it. Not sure what the rollover was there, but yeah. That's, by the way, in our announcements channel, we have a bot with a hook that whenever we post a new video, it yells about it in our Discord, allegedly. So another reason to join Discord. But also ring the bell for notifications. You can get that even on your phone and stuff. You can also join our channel memberships, get access to membership badges and emotes. And like I said earlier, you can support us on Patreon. You can get access to episodes early in audio format for as little as $1 a month or roughly $10 a year. You can access videos early on those topic polls at the $5 level or higher, listen to the show live, be part of the great bamboozling of our patron chat. By the way, patrons at any level get access to our patron channel and Discord. And in general, support us, have a good time. And I think that's it for Let's Talk FGO for this week.
Yeah!